Ah,
Dun, 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 dun.
You heard it on Critical Role.
Too early.
It's D&Tea!
D&D Beyond.
I think the song gets better with every listen.
It's D&D!
Is that Phil Collins? Do, 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 do.
I can still hear it on someone else's
Still
thing.
hear it, yeah.
Delay and a half.
Did.
No.
Who's just finished?
Mine. What?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
but
yeah.
you logged in later, so it started later.
Oh.
Ah.
Well, I'll still listening to it, having a great time. Okay.
Okay, so where we last left off, you had briefly checked in with the ladies at Eel Cottage and headed east to a shipwreck on the coast of Eel Island, where you had a eventful battle with some harpies.
Oh yeah.
Creamy fell off a cliff.
But you got some loot, a sword and a shield, if I remember correctly. Let me
Yes.
check my notes.
Oh yeah. I needed to
A sword and a shield, yeah.
I needed to decipher the shield. But we need to do that as a long rest.
So you stand currently on the in the wreckage of this battlefield on the beach. The corpses of these harpies scattered around you. What do you do?
No.
Oh
I
yeah.
was expecting more of a more conversation, but no. Let's go.
Well, we had a look around already, didn't we? At all the
Yeah.
stuff.
You already found the stuff.
So, why did we go down this way again, or was it just exploring?
Just exploring.
Are we
There's a
gonna have to
path.
climb up the cliff again? Ugh.
Oh yeah.
That'll probably
We
kill us
should-
all.
Probably get back to George, because I think he's probably died by now.
It has been about a year since we last saw him.
That reminds me, just as a point, if you go to journal and diary, can you see that?
Oh yeah, I saw that last week. Really good.
What's this?
Other than the fact it stops at Wade getting paid.
Oh yeah, that's not the day that we're on. You're on Fort Harpies. I was going to put a double star next to it, but I forgot to do it.
Wade gets paid.
Wade gets paid. I like that day.
I just got paid.
So you remember that the Breakfast Club told you that the labyrinth was closed because people had gone missing for 3 days. It is open today.
Oh.
We'd better get back to that labyrinth. I think it opens again today.
Oh, good call.
What labyrinth?
The one in the basement of the Breakfast Club.
Well, I need to rest for about 24 hours to regain my strength.
Oh yeah, the
Oh, yeah.
Breakfast Club.
Doesn't Gigantor have how many was it when you're exhausted? How
Yeah,
many
I've got one
levels of
level.
exhaustion?
Yeah, one level of exhaustion, so I could do the long rest.
Oh, is it only one level of exhaustion? That's all.
Yeah, I've only got one. It doesn't do it for every rage. It's only if I use an
Okay.
ability during the rage. But I could definitely do it for rest. Plus, I want to find out what this shield and sword's all about.
Oh, critical role, not critical role. Roll20 have added leveling up to the character mancer, so you can do it automatically now.
Oh.
So next time you level up, apart from Joe Welsh, obviously, because he's picked a class that's not supported by Roll20, unless we buy Volo's Guide to Monsters.
How much is that?
£30.
Well, I won't be levelling up on this then.
You can still do it the conventional way.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, where does it say this?
Oh, should we get up that cliff then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, for the sake of expediency, seeing as you're not under any time pressure to do it, you, after a fashion, managed to get everybody to climb up the rope and back up the cliff.
Without any
Excellent.
jumps.
It takes a few of you a few attempts to try and get up, and there's some slipping and getting stuck halfway up, but with all of you helping each other out, you manage to scale the cliff and are now standing above the wreckage of the harpies and the shipwreck.
Okay. So shall we head towards back to George then?
We need to swing by the cottage to pick up the ladies.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, one track mind, Wade.
Okay, so you
They're the only righteous path.
it takes you an hour or so to wander back to the cottage. It's now probably getting on to mid-afternoon, 4 o'clock, say. It's summer, so the sun's not setting for a long while yet. Before you reach the cottage, and the knocking on the door, it is Liz that greets you. Are we leaving now?
No, we've just got a bit more of the island to explore.
Yes, we're leaving. I've had enough of this place.
Girls, it's time! The girls gather what few belongings they have packaged together and spend just a few minutes touching the walls, looking around their home for the last few years. And after a few minutes, they turn their back on their cottage and follow you to places anew.
Certain death. Mm.
Okay, so you're heading up the path towards the boat.
Yeah. Let's go back to George and his boat.
So you follow the path through the marshy, another small marshy area, where again your boot prints quickly fill up with water and writhing eels. And after an hour or so, you make it back to the cliff edge and the carved, hewn staircase down to the cove where the boat is still waiting for you.
Is George
Hello,
there?
George.
Well, you're quite a way off, maybe 300-400 meters away.
Hello, George.
There's no answer, but the wind is whipping up on this top of this cliff, and so it's quite difficult for your voice to carry that far.
I think George would have been out waiting for us. He wouldn't have gone to bed. He would have just stayed up, looking out.
We might be killed by those skeleton fish.
The worst kind of fish.
So you
We keep working our way towards the boat.
you carefully make your way down the hewn stone staircase and onto the beach. And as you approach the boat, there's still no sign of George.
Uh-oh.
Oh shit.
Perhaps we should have all stuck together instead of leaving him.
You make your way up alongside the boat after calling out to George and no response. Peer over the side. Inside is a grisly scene.
Oh no.
Oh shit.
The body of George, hands clasped over his face, pecked almost to the bone. Every inch of his flesh is ripped and torn, and there's a layer of dried blood coating the sides of the boat.
Shit.
Get up, George. We've got to go.
Wait, it looks like there's another murder to solve.
A murder.
I'm going to investigate
Okay.
Well,
the thing. The body, I mean. The person.
The human being.
Alright, what do we have here?
So you scout over the boat. George's body has obviously been eaten, and that was the cause of his death.
okay.
So you're just going through the motions, really. You're a bit shocked by the scene. You look over the boat and the areas that you have previously known about the boat, and just by absent-mindedly checking the hidden compartment under the plank, which you previously knew about, you find a purse of gold and a hastily scrawled note. This appears to be the gold that you paid George, plus a few bits of extra change, up
Nice.
to about 20 gold pieces.
At least we get that money back.
And the note is an address for Port Flores.
Well, at least he left us directions.
Yeah,
That's all right. While he was
Right,
being
which one of
eaten.
us is good at sailing then?
It's not. I'm not proficient in it, I have to say.
Mm.
But if you want me to do a calligraphic letter, I can probably do that.
Giganto, you look like a sailor boy.
I've never been on a boat in my life.
We came over him on a boat.
I just walk across the sea.
Like some sort of Jesus, whoever that may be.
Let's just get in the boat and suck it and see.
Well, so he hastily put us directions while he was being eaten alive. That's pretty fair enough. And left
What
us
ate
his
him?
gold. Yeah, can we kind of tell what would have eaten him?
Make a nature check.
Oh.
No, you have no idea. And it makes you a bit sick looking at this, the state of this. Tavron, you notice that the deepest wounds seem to be on the back on George's back and shoulders, as if he was crouching over, and they come in from a high angle, so it looks like it was an aerial attack.
It's going to be harpies, isn't it?
This looks like another one of those aerial attacks from harpies.
Those bloody harpies. Let's get out of here before they come back.
I was
Okay.
hoping I could have a good sleep while George sailed us home.
So, what are you doing?
I'm a bit annoyed at George, really.
Oh,
Maybe we
Set
should
sail.
take George back with us. In the
Yeah.
boat.
Nah,
leave
chuck him
him.
overboard.
Try not to touch the crime scene while we row this boat back.
It's everywhere. His remains are everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Upon seeing this horrifying spectacle, Eva pipes up. Did you know this man?
He was our courier. Whatever they're called. Transportation person. A fine chap. A fine sailor.
He was a fine sailor. Well,
Are we going
but
to,
not much of a fighter.
are we going to leave him here?
No, he's coming back with us. Try not to touch him as you get into the boat.
So are you attempting to sail back?
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so with a group effort, you push the boat back into the shallows off of the sandbank, leaving behind Eel Island and its horrors. And once you're waist deep into the sea, you hop back in. The ladies follow a bit timidly and raise the sail. So I'm going to need you to make. Who is captaining the boat?
What skills does it need?
Yeah, what constitutes a good sailor?
It would be survival.
2.
Is that your bonus?
Yeah.
1.
What have I got?
0.
Survival,
Okay, this
so
is-
-1.
Well, this is not looking good. What about Creamy? What's hers?
Yeah. Creamy's is 2 as well. Oh, no, still. Survival is 1.
Well, I guess I'm sailing the boat.
You said you weren't proficient, but you are the most proficient.
Which is
You've got
never
this,
good.
Kulak.
Okay, do I have to do a survival check?
Yeah, so make a survival check.
Can we help?
14.
That's not bad.
Okay, so...
Does he get advantage with us helping?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
roll just another straight survival check, and it will be advantage.
Oh,
You're welcome.
Okay,
powering through the ocean.
so
Boat.
you raise the sail, and surprisingly, although you don't remember ever being on a boat, this all comes very naturally to you. You seem to have a innate knowledge of what to do and when to do it. You raise the sail, catch the wind, and within no time you are making good progress, speeding through the waves away from Eel Island. After 20 or 30 minutes, you approach the treacherous reef. I need everyone to make a perception check. I'll do Creamy's.
I don't need to roll it now, do I?
4. Are we on a boat?
Oh god. When did we get on the sea?
See, the rest of you don't really notice anything out of the ordinary, and you assume that Kurak's fine sailing guides you through the reef fairly easily.
Uh-oh.
What about me?
And Wade.
Tavron, you notice something. Tavron and Wade notice something. Well, actually, only Tavron notices it.
Oh.
Wade, you see a few rocks come close, and you assume that Kurak also spotted them and guided you out the way. But Tavron, you realise that actually the boat was headed towards those rocks, and as the boat approached them, the currents subtly shifted away from the rocks, guiding you safely through the reef.
Oh.
Is there some kind of spell on the boat?
Something's wanting us to get back.
Something or someone.
Has Wade done a where he can detect the grandest of evils?
Oh, I divine sense.
Yeah.
Should I do one?
Well, it depends if Tavron's mentioning it. Because
I-
to be honest, I'm too busy
I'm
steering a
mentioning
boat.
it.
I'm too busy having a whale of a time.
We were heading for those rocks and something that wasn't Kurak
It was
turned us away from them right at the last minute.
It was definitely me. I sorted that out.
Well, I will use my divine sense to sense the divine and the infernal.
There is there. It's a very confusing signal, and you don't really know how to interpret it.
Oh.
It's almost as if you sense nothing, but at the and that within the range of the spell, everything is absolutely normal. But at the same time, there's a fiend on the boat.
Oh, hang on, wasn't
Wasn't that me?
yeah, one of you lot were the fiend, weren't you? You got possessed.
Kurak was. There's something not quite right.
Do you know the location of the? You know the type of any beings in your presence.
You know the location of any within 60 feet of you.
Yeah. It's coming directly from Eva.
Oh.
Throw her overboard!
Eva.
But like I said, it's there and it's
Does
not.
Does it feel evil or does it feel good?
Well, so the fiend feels very evil when you can sense it, but there's this doubt that you have because you're getting essentially two readings. You're also reading Eva as absolutely fine.
Have you ever been touched, Eva?
No time for
By- by something evil, like a demon. Or
Not that I
cursed.
know of.
What about Auntie?
What about a television presenter?
Auntie used to touch
You ever
us.
sit
She
on-
used to stroke our hair when she came by.
What hair?
She pays you no notice.
Can I speak to one of the other sisters? Or...
Yeah. So there's Anna and Liz.
So, Anna and Liz, does Eva ever do anything weird? A bit out of character.
Hold on. I need to find my notes. So Anna sort of hides behind her big blonde hair and is a bit shy. Liz pipes up. No, she's normal, like all of us. Why are you so skeptical and why are you asking all these questions of us all of a sudden?
Well,
I think we need to get you and my dagger to some kind of cleric.
Yes. We might need to get Ava baptized.
I wanna baptize you.
Was that Creamy singing?
I'll sprinkle some holy water on her for the moment. I use the sprinkling.
Okay, you sprinkle some holy water. The water drips down her forehead, but there's no visible effect. She looks a bit pissed off.
Good. Let's continue.
Okay, so a few hours of sailing, and you arrive back towards the ports of Azeron. Which port are you going to?
One near a temple.
And near the breakfast club.
And near a bed.
Yeah, all three of those things. Oh,
That's the wrong one.
what the hell was that? Didn't like the look of
I've had a
that.
vision.
There we go. Right, so which port are you going to? Your docking space
Oh.
is in Port Marin, over here near the Salty Dog.
Maybe Port Marin, I guess.
Because there's the temple district, like in Zaragoza as well, we can go to.
And we do need to take the body to the coroner's.
Oh yeah, we shouldn't just leave that in there.
I'll just fuck you up.
And we can stop at the Salty Dog as well.
Excellent.
Okay, so you guide the boat towards the port. As it's your first time trying to dock a vessel, it's a bit of a bumpy mooring, but it's absolutely fine. You seem to have not damaged the hull in any significant way. There's a few chips knocked off of the dock, but all in all, quite a successful sail for a first attempt.
Yeah, I think that was pretty damn good.
So, you're back in Port Marin. What are you doing?
I think we should sort out the body first.
Yeah, take the body to the coroner.
So I've marked. The address is here in Port Flores. That was on that scrawled bit of paper.
Oh, that's down the other end. Oh. Okay.
So it's now early evening. The sun's just beginning to set. It's probably about 7:30.
Let's go to the barracks.
Okay, so you make your way to Port Marin Barracks. As you arrive at Port Marin Barracks, one of your City Watch guards that is under that serves under Wade approaches you at the front door. Wade, you recognise this as so this is Cesar. He's an older gentleman, white-haired.
Cesar.
Wait to Bloodcurrent. I have an urgent message for you.
Oh no.
And he hands you a letter printed on fine paper with a wax seal on it that you don't recognise.
Oh.
Oh.
Is it his paycheck?
Finally, that promotion I've been waiting for. Should I open it? I'll open it.
Okay. It's written in incredibly fine calligraphy, in very top-notch ink, and the paper quality is exceptional. The seal at the top, emblazoned at the heading of the letter, is that of the Order of the Bronze. It says, to Wade de Bloodcurrent, City Investigator, in recognition of your years of service, the Order of the Bronze has invited you to become a member. Please report on the on the 8th day of Midsummer to Castillo Verano for your knighthood. You dress code is strictly formal. Please dress appropriately. You are allowed a +1. Congratulations on this great honour. Sincerely, Alistair de Mondragon.
Alistair Demon Dragon.
Excellent.
Commander of the Order of the Bronze.
Do I have a copy of this letter?
I haven't written it, but I will write it for you, if you like.
Well, where do I have to go? Where do I have to go? Is it...
Castillo Verano, the palace. Which is the day after tomorrow.
Finally, the recognition I've been craving. Good news, everyone.
So Wade, you are familiar with the knighthood, and you will have to swear an oath. So you need to prepare the oath that you're going to swear, and which sect of the Order of the Bronze that you're going to join. So you can either join the Crown's Guard, whose job it is to protect the royal family, or the Templars, who protect the Papal Palace and the Papal Mother.
I don't know which one to choose. Where do I find out these things? Are they just general things? Have you made them up?
What do you mean, find out these things? Well, so they're part of this campaign setting.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, the Templars are like a holy order that serve the so the Order of the Bronze is a holy order that of protection.
Oh, okay.
So it will fulfill whichever one you choose will fulfill your oath that you chose, which was I can't remember what it was.
Oath of devotion.
Yeah, oath of devotion. So you just need to decide whether you're going to devote yourself to the royal family and to basically the Azaronian Empire, or the Papal Mother and the Temple of Torm. They're both very honourable. Pursuits. You know that the one thing you do know that is that the Alastair de Mondragon is a royal guard, a crown's guard.
Oh.
Was this working now?
Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
Excellent.
Did you catch up last time, Dave?
Yeah, because I missed it, didn't I? Because you did
Yeah.
a session.
So you haven't listened to the live the
No, I
stream?
started to. I listened to about 2 minutes of it,
Yeah. You nearly died.
which I admit is not enough.
You very nearly
Yeah.
died.
Who was controlling my character?
Who was?
No, I don't know.
Who nearly
Well
killed,
tried.
killed Creamy?
I drove you off a cliff.
You literally fell.
Not a laughing matter, Jones.
Yeah, I was actually worried that it was going to be a TPK for a while.
Wow.
I think if I ruled that if you charmed people couldn't hit any of the harpies, then it would have been a TPK. So I'm glad I didn't do that.
Yeah, I think that would have been the end of us.
Oh yeah, the harpies.
Yeah, the most hairy one was Taveron was charmed at the top of a cliff, and he was compelled to walk towards the harpies, which meant that he had to walk off a cliff, which he managed to avoid, but then on attempting to get down the cliff himself, fell off the cliff.
Yes. Excellent.
Anyway, so you've just got back from Eel Island and you're back in Azeron,
Okay.
and
I
Wade has
sailed
just
just home.
received a exciting letter.
I've been promoted.
He's going to become a knight.
I'm going to become a knight, a paladin. Of
Well,
righteous
bully
virtue.
for you. But you haven't solved the death of Peaches
No.
yet.
I've doubled the workload because, as you know, George, our sailor, has also died.
Brutally murdered.
But we think that was probably a harpy, so case closed.
You are pretty thorough in your investigation. I can see why they're making you a knight.
Wait, I hate to say it, but I am very surprised you've been knighted and not fired.
I do need to report back to.
Oh, I forgot to
Right.
say, it says arrive promptly at 3 p.m.
3
When's
PM.
this for?
Day after tomorrow.
Day after tomorrow. The 8th day, did I say? 8th day of Midsummer.
What day is it today?
It's the 6th.
All right.
So it's early evening now, as I said, like 7:30.
Yeah. So, Cesar, we've got some new developments after visiting Eel Island.
Yes?
Development number 1. Our sailor who took us there has been ripped apart by a harpy, and is here that we've kind of got him in a bag.
His face kind of turns a bit pale and goes, ripped apart.
We're taking him to the corridors so he can do a more thorough investigation.
Good shout, sir.
Probably best not to look in the bag.
He's in a bag.
He nods.
And the other development is we've got these 3 lovely ladies who are
So the
orphans.
the girls are looking around, wide-eyed, mouths agape. They've never seen such a place as this. They've basically gone from a single house on an island to the biggest city in the world.
Yes.
And they're
Well-
just in the suburbs.
They're not quite used to the big city. We need to find them some a carer, a minder, and maybe a cleric to look over this one, Eva.
Let's take him to Bubbles. She can give him some work.
No.
Bubbles is in protective custody.
Shit.
Refer these 3 to Child Protection Services. I'm sure we have that.
I think that's beyond my my pay grade, sir. You best take it up with Sir Brian.
Oh,
God.
that knobber.
Is that all, sir?
Yes. Thank you for taking the body. Grotesque body.
You
to the
hold
corridor.
up the bag. He sort of gingerly takes it and runs off to the coroner's office. He can now smell it. His face is turning a little green.
Inform her, the next of kin, please.
We're not.
What was the victim's name?
George something or other.
George Birdseye.
George Sailor
what,
Man.
sir?
Watson. That's it. George Watson.
He was at the Salty Dog. Someone down there will know what his second name is.
I'll look into it, sir.
George. Just George. Have you taken his gold, or are you? Can I leave that with the body? Go. Well, it's our gold, I guess.
And some of his.
Oh.
In fact, you gave it to him, so it's all his gold.
No,
No, not stealing from our dead friend.
So
don't
you've
even
got
know
have
his
you got the
surname.
20 gold pieces on you,
He,
or
he
is that
gave it back to us with a note.
I didn't add it.
Well, you need to decide now. What have you done with the 20 gold pieces?
George would want us to have it.
Return these gold pieces back to the next of kin.
Right you are, sir.
A small recompense for their terrible loss.
20 gold pieces. Dead family member. Isn't that just more of an insult?
He died doing what he loved, crouching and cowering as he was ripped apart by harpies.
Hurriedly scribing a letter that we've ignored. Okay. I think we should go. Well, you need to talk to Sir Brian.
Go to Sir Brian's office. Or...
Okay. Are you taking
wanna
everyone?
Yeah. Let's do it together. We might be able to.
Do you wanna lead
So
him?
you approach Sir Brian's large oak door. It's closed.
Oh.
Can I unlock it?
I knock on the door.
Come in.
I like the way he sighed before he even knew it was.
Oh.
Sir
The
Brian.
blood so he sort of pokes his nose out from some papers, and is a bit wide-eyed for a moment, and composes himself. 24 hours, I said.
Well, it's quite an island. I've got some. It was definitely worth staying slightly longer, though. We found out that there was a witch on the island, and this witch was the one who killed Ava. No, not Ava. Peaches. But she managed to escape our grasp.
A witch, you say? There's not been a case of a witch in 500 years.
Are you saying that witches don't exist? There's mages walking around this city. It's very... I don't know, maybe the witch travelled to that island, but maybe she's not like a permanent resident. But, yes. You have my word.
Well, I'll expect your report by tomorrow.
Oh, for God's sake. Yes. The witch kept 3 orphan women in a little cottage, and Diego provided food for them. Obviously, with Diego dead, the witch gone, the children would have starved. So I brought them back to be protected via the Child Protection Services.
Make a perception check.
Perception.
Do we all do it, or just?
No, just Wade. You're kind of all hanging back, whereas Wade's at the it's actually in the office. Yes, so Brian sort of flexes his fingers and clicks his knuckles, and thinks for a moment, and says, They can go into protective custody with your associate. Creamy, is it?
Bubbles. Is it? Or is it creamy?
Oh, yeah.
Check it.
Bubbles, isn't it?
Yes. Yes, she can look after them, but
Good.
make sure she doesn't recruit them for any devious, delinquent activities.
I'll mark the location of her safe house on your map. Would you be so kind as to deliver them there?
Yes, absolutely.
One more thing, the blood current. Alistair de Mondragon came by. He was very keen to meet you. He was quite disappointed when I said that you were unaccounted for.
Well, I'll be able to fill him in a couple of days. He's managed to promote me into the Order of the Bronze. I'm very excited. Are you a member?
Yes. Seems they'll promote anyone these days.
And
Ooh, that's a sick burn.
what variant are you? Just
What do you mean?
are you? Do you serve the crown or the thingy?
No, I serve the crown.
Well, I've always been much more keen on the papal mother. So I think that's what my ears would be. Shame we won't be working together.
I don't think that they will, whichever you choose, I do not think that they will reassign you from your current position.
No, I've got too
So
much.
you'll be working for me for the foreseeable future.
Unlucky.
Yes. How's the vineyard?
My vineyard. Yes, the sale's
Yes.
going through. He gleams at this, and again flexes his fingers. Sale's going through any day now. It's a wise boy of yours. Good judge of character.
He's a terrible judge of character. He's a drunkard.
Well, that's it. I've had enough of you. Get out of my office.
Goodbye.
One more thing, Mr. Bloodcurrant.
Oh, God.
Who will you be taking to your knighthood? It would be lovely for your son to go, but I just don't think that he will.
No.
Little bitch.
That will be all.
Fucking cunt. I mutter under my breath, but inaudibly.
Run passive perception, Joe.
Where is he? Yeah, no, he's oblivious.
Good.
Imagine.
That would have been amazing. We would have had a fight on our hands.
Okay, so I've marked it on your map.
Should we head there first and then go to the Salty Dog?
Yes, yeah, I think so.
Is safe house one word?
Don't know.
Ooh, I've made it massive.
Oh my god, it's a
Oh.
huge safe house. It's a safe street.
Safe house looks like it should be one word.
What have we done with the girls?
We're taking them to a safe house
Yeah.
somewhere. Where is it?
Okay.
Is it in Port? Oh, okay.
we make our way up to there.
Okay, so
Actually, do we want to take Eva to the church first?
That might be worth doing, yeah.
Yeah.
Because
do it.
otherwise we're just going to let evil into the safe house.
Just like we did with Peach's body.
Yeah.
I forgot to ask him about that. Oh well.
Yeah,
I'm
what
sure
happened
nothing
to them?
bad will happen. Or Sir Brian or I was going to take care of it. The trustworthy person.
Make
Oh,
that,
can
make
we
it
can ask the
as you're leaving the barracks, one of your other subordinates runs over. This one is. Where's your? This one is Adamar, the one who had the head wound earlier from some event that you have no idea about. Wait, did you hear?
Hear what?
That Espinar fellow murdered in his cell.
What?
It was awful. Ripped apart.
That's terrible.
Nobody saw anything. There was a guard on watch all night.
What? How did he not see anything? He must be the prime suspect then. What guard? What was his name?
It was one of ours, sir. It was Nico.
Nico.
Yeah, Nico
Lovely
is one of
boy.
your subordinates. He's fairly courageous. You think you're a fairly good judge of character, and you would be very surprised if he turned out to be a murderer. He seems like a very honourable fellow.
That is surprising. What does he... Did he just... What was his story then?
He was watching the cells. There's only one way in. Didn't see anything. And then a moment later, screams. Horrible screams. He goes to investigate and finds the body ripped apart.
We might have to investigate this cell. See if there's any other way in.
Okay, so you go into the cells.
Yeah.
Should we do
Well,
that
so,
first? Or?
I mean, you've been down to the cells before, so you know that there's only there is only one way in. It's in the middle of the building, sort of in the on the basement floor, and yeah, there's just a single door into it. And it's guarded 24 hours a day.
Perhaps the witch has got to the city already. Only some kind of magic could have done this. Probably. What's everyone's view?
When was he murdered? Last night? Was it?
It was the night you left for the island.
What did they do with Peach's body?
I'm afraid I don't know.
Is it still in the building?
There's at this point Cesar, who is heading past, overhears your conversation. There's nothing in the coroner's room, apart from that sack you gave me. I presume the body has been disposed of.
You might have to follow that up with Sir Brian.
Yes. Well, do I have to talk to Sir Brian again?
You don't have to do it now. But I would.
Well, I might as well now we're here.
Yeah, do it.
I just give him a quick knock on the door and go, Sir Brian, there's one thing I forgot to ask you.
For Tom's sake, the blood current, what do you want?
About the body. Do you remember I sensed something terribly awful about it? Did you manage to remove the curse?
It's been dealt with by the proper authorities.
Which authorities? Which church?
Are you questioning my decisions?
No. It's just...
Well then, it's been dealt with by the proper authorities. Now, leave me alone, lest I dock your pay.
I sensed something quite bad with one of the orphans. They might be cursed, so I'd like to use the same service, if you see what I mean.
Take them to the temple. The basilica.
Basilica. Thank you very much. Sorry for bothering you.
You should be.
Goodbye.
Where is the basilica?
Here.
It's that big, massive building, isn't it?
Ah, there it is. That's a mission away. I need a good rest.
Basilica.
It's getting quite late
We
now
could
as
always-
well.
We could always sleep in the breakfast club.
Yeah?
Did they have beds there?
Oh, should we take them to the Bubble Safe House? Should we all sleep at Bubble Safe House? That sounds safe. And do it in the morning. I don't know. Or sleep in the walk room back.
We could just stay here.
What bit do we want to do next? Do we want to...
Take over to the chapel.
Yeah.
Well, we might as well stay here then, if that's the next job.
Just take him to the basilica.
Yeah. Or we could head to the breakfast club, which is closer, but it doesn't really matter. Just stay here. Safe.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, Wade, on your bunk here, there is several sheets of paper filed together, waiting for you on your bunk.
Okay.
They're all crime reports.
Oh, I don't have to read them.
So I'll add these to your quests later, but for your purposes now, so there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 reports. Father Pascal reports a beast prowling the graveyard of the Chapel of Lathander, north of Old Town. Cardinal Villamartin has reported several petty crimes and disturbances over the past few weeks at his home in Velez. Ambassador Haruko has vanished from the Tazumian embassy in Old Town. The landlord of the Alchemist, Kazmin Lopez, has reported that the tavern is haunted by a restless spirit. There has been reports of vandalism at Blackstone Mill, which is in Castaverde. And the Alchemist is in Zaragoza. The Plaza de Bestia has reported a series of strange accidents. So that is the fighting ring in Zabira.
So a lot of crimes.
And lastly, Matrina Zenisteros has reported strange goings-on at her family cabin in the Sierra Antonio Mountains, and she is waiting to speak to you at the Wyvern Tavern in Lavora. You remember the name Matrina Zenisteros. She's from a winemaking family, and you've met her maybe 10 or 12 years ago, just the once.
Ah. You got along well?
She's fine, yeah. From another posh family, so you get on as well as you can do.
Okay. Well, lots to do.